r/AskReddit, what unsolved mystery would you most like to know the answer to? I live on the same block as the Scientology National Affairs Office, and basically every day I wonder what would happen if I knocked on their door and asked this. It's such a cool old building, it sucks that they occupy it. The story I heard was that she suffers obviously from some disease that Scientology claims doesn't exist, MS, epilepsy, etc. She is either kept hidden, or voluntarily hides herself away, to prevent the faithful from asking any awkward questions. A more modern one is Andrew Gosden. The circumstances of how he went missing are absolutely bizarre. Why did he choose to go to London that day without telling anyone, and how has there been no traces of him since? It's always killed me that he bought a one-way ticket to London, even thought the clerk pointed out to him that a return ticket was just a few pence more. So he was not planning on coming back, period. Yet his home and school life were reportedly happy. Just inexplicable. Deleted. Probably your mom's boyfriend, and she was really good at playing dumb. I'd love to uncover the mystery of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370's disappearance. It's baffling how a whole plane can vanish without a trace, and the unknown surrounding it leave many wanting answers, like me. I would like closure on this, but the most damning thing I heard was that the pilot had flown the exact route on a flight simulator on his PC. This is a good documentary, link some pieces got recovered. Asha Degree's disappearance. An obscure one, but the 1987 Arkansas murders of Don Henry and Kevin Ives, the boys on the tracks. This is my top one as well. So many bizarre aspects of this case. Especially the eyewitness that saw her on the highway. Then her belongings found years later. That poor family. Who killed John Benet Ramsey? The first thing that we could classify as being alive, what circumstances created that first spark of life? So is the Black Dahlia actually a victim of the Cleveland torso killer? Because, that math is amazing, bugging me a lot. I just watched that episode of Unsolved Mysteries today, and that is creeping me out too. The podcast Root of Evil deep dives the Black Dahlia and has a pretty solid theory of who did it. 1. What happens when we die? 2. Are we alone in the universe? You'll eventually find out what happens when we die. You just can't report back to tell the us. What was daily life like for an average Sumerian person? How well educated was the average person? We have a handful of tablets that clearly allude to an incredibly well-developed society rife with detailed accounting and organization. Madeleine McCann. There was, if I remember correctly, a witness that came forward, said he saw them shot and placed there. They apparently stumbled upon a drug deal in progress involving local police. I was reading a news story yesterday that there is a key witness who is going to testify against the German guy in a different case, which puts him in the area where she disappeared. The spontaneous creation of everything where previously there was nothing. Yeah, this always boggles my mind too. Zodiac identity. Crazy that only just a few years ago experts solved one of his codes. The breakdown of it shows how high level he was at creating them. BTW, it's all in one YouTube video by the people that solved it. 10 or 15 minutes, and it's all interesting / useful information explaining how they did it. Here. Link. Already solved. Ted Cruz. JFK assassination. Every aspect, every hidden fact, every person involved, and how it fully played out from the years leading up to it to years afterward. Imagine how disappointed everyone will be when it turns out that Lee Harvey Oswald did, in fact, do it by himself. Edit. I like to think that there was a vast government / mafia / communist / alien conspiracy to assassinate JFK, but it never materialized because Oswald somehow managed to do it by himself before the actual plot could happen, with no knowledge of the bigger conspiracy, with no help, just through his own fumbly willpower. LOL. Where do all the paper clips go? Nobody throws one away, but they keep getting manufactured. I've definitely thrown paper clips away. Well, looks like another late night Wikipedia rabbit hole for me. They're all in my junk drawer. What happened to Maura Murray? The Sea People. Second time I've seen Sea People pop up. I'm going to have to look up Sea People. How the universe came into being and what, if anything, was before it? Who did the Tylenol murders? Voynich manuscript. It's an ancient version of an D and Ampty manual. I've always thought it was a not very good transliteration of an unusual lost dialect that doesn't have much, or anything, in the way of written records. So there's basically nothing obvious to compare it to. The murder of Sophie Toscan du Plantier. Like, did Ian Bailey do it? Was he innocent? How much was police incompetence versus police intentionally manipulating things? Etc. Just the whole situation is constantly talked about in my area, and especially again recently now that Ian Bailey has died, so I'd love to know the answer. It's so confusing. Same, these are the kind of posts I follow the sub for. What is the Society of the North Sentinelese people like? The disappearance of Lord Lucan. Not why, but how. Who was really after Blair Adams? Link long story short, dude suspects someone is after him, so he takes all his monetary belongings and makes a long goose chase between the USA and Canada, buys plane tickets he never uses, rents a car to drive to Tennessee where he knows no one, and is found beaten to death in a parking lot. Robbery wasn't the motive as his money and valuables were found scattered around his half-undressed body. Fucking weird shit. Did Gavrilo Princip realize what he caused? Well, he died in April, 1918. He would have definitely known about the devastation of the war, and his role in its beginning. Slightly off topic, not too long ago I was watching a vid on Peja Stojakovic shooting three-pointers and the top comment was best Serbian shooter since Gavrilo Princip. The real circumstances behind Sam Cooke's death. The woman who shot him said she felt threatened, but there are a lot of rumors that it was a setup. Ancient civilization. I want full record how they live their life, culture, religion, technology. It's interesting, we might learn something from it. I would like to know what happened to Ray Krakar, who abducted him, what was done to him, what was he onto, who was involved and how high up this rabbit hole goes. Then while you're at it, find out what happened to journalist Rebecca Knight, who started a detailed podcast about this case, received a death threat and then disappeared never having finished the podcast. Who put Bella in the WYCHL? I used to think I would want to know who Zodiac or Jack the Ripper was. Now I think I would want to know who the Sea People were. Sea People? Have any more info I could look into? An acquaintance of mine went missing over 10 years ago. She's likely dead, but I wish closure for her family, mostly her son who was pretty young when it happened. More generally, a lot of paranormal phenomena would be interesting to know the cause of. Where is Shelly Miskovich? Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.